Hi, my name is Kate. Welcome to my channel, and today I will be sharing to you a book review and a summary of the Audible that I read. It's called Maggie Moves On by Lucy Score. This is approximately 14 hours listening, and I've also bought my book review just in case because I might some forget detail. Just a friendly reminder, as usual, this has a spoiler, and I try to tell the short summary without um, spoilers. So here we go. It was narrated by Emma Wilder. It was released last year, June 21st. It's located in a small town. Actually, I like that trope. Small town, Kinship, Idaho. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Please bear with me. The genre is romance and contemporary. The main characters are Maggie, Dean, Silas, Cody, Diana, Michael, Silas' family, and some few characters such as Mama B, and Jimmy, which is that coach, and of course Wallace, the old grumpy man. The summary is that Maggie, she is a famous YouTuber with 900 something follower, almost 1 million. She buy house, she renovates them and sell it. While she is renovating, she is making a video about it. So she is the one like presenting Dean, her partner, ex-husband, who is also gay. The gay part is important later on for the plot twist, is doing the editing, the picture, the accounting, and so forth. So basically, it's a partnership, and they move from state to state. And with that lifestyle, Dean is actually exhausted and tired compared to his responsibilities, and it's affecting his relationship with others. That's why the gay thing is important, because later on he met Michael, one of the male leads half brother, and they like each other, but there is something happening. Which part of the plot twist? Maggie bought this old house. It's from 1800. It's a Campbell home. It's an 18 bedroom located in Idaho. And Dean wasn't really sold to it because he did not visit it personally. It's just to picture. And it's very big. A very big project means a very costly project. However, Dean was very supportive, still went to Idaho with her, and they met a landscaper whose name is Silas, right? So basically, Silas will be in charge of renovating the landscape of the entire Campbell home, and he wants to be part of the history because the Campbell home is not just an old house, it has history. It means a lot for the Idaho. And in Idaho, there is a furniture company which laid off most of the town people in town because some selfish guy made a bad decision. They laid off all the people. And here comes Maggie. Because she's very nice, she hired most of the laid off people along with Silas Wright, who also hired some of the mothers to help with the landscape. And I really like that a lot. And on the first meeting, Silas and Maggie already had a chemistry, they had attraction, but because Maggie constantly moved from state to state between the houses that I think it's called flip homes. She didn't want a relationship. She also made a rule to never date the contractor. But Silas was very charmed. He works hard, and he was direct flirt to her. And until one time, she asked for a proposal or approximate of the landscaping work. He delivered. He gave two proposals, which made Maggie's dream come true. They went on a date. On their first date, they kissed. There was a gossip about them because it's a small town, so everybody gossips. And then after they date, there was some teens who intrude the Campbell home. She was there because she now lives there. She caught them, and they all run except for one kid whose name is Cody. She asked him to come to the following day to receive his punishment, but there was a plot twist and background story of Cody. And when she found out that Cody has a talent for picture, he hired him as an assistant to Dean because Dean is already swarmed with all the projects and tasks, even the sponsorship. So Dean was very happy. He taught him some stuff, and the editing is perfect and so forth. So we are okay with Cody. Cody, on the other hand, does not only have to manage his work with Maggie and Dean, but he also is a high school student who is about to graduate in June. He does not have a family, a home, and so Dean and Maggie adopted him, took him to the Campbell home where they live together. He goes to school while at the same time he works. So that's Cody. Dean, on the other hand, his work lightened up and he's starting to meet a guy whose name is Michael, but Michael hasn't come out of the closet. Michael is the half brother of Silas. They also have their own stories, snippet here and there, but they have their own challenge, which is also good because part of their story is involving Maggie and Silas. Silas has two family. Um, he has two mothers, two fathers. They swapped. They divorced and then swapped. So he has a lot of half siblings. And when they are on the house renovation, he is working with other people. He is like their big boss because he is very accountable and he is very charming, works with many people, he helps the community and so forth. So Silas, while flirting Maggie and dating her, actually worked like an indirect right hand of Maggie, which is good. It also helped Maggie with her workload and stress because the house is big, there's a lot of work, there's a lot of money coming out. And on top of that is she has personal issue with money because she has poverty mindset and she grew up without like a real family. Her mother died, her father had her as a one night stand, the family of her father didn't like her, and so on and so forth. So it's very traumatic, very problematic family. And while she's developing feelings with Silas, and Silas was, they are doing spies, making out, getting to know Silas' family, taking her to a family picnic. She was holding back. She's lying by omission because she knew and she mentioned to him that she will not stay long. She will leave as soon as the Campbell home is renovated from top to bottom. She will sell it. But Silas was not buying it. He even made a bet that for $5 she will fall in love with the community, with the Campbell home, and with Silas. So everything is doing well until one time when she was cleaning the Campbell home, she found a gold coin. And she told it to Silas, and then Silas told the story of the gold coin, the West Point, the robbery, and then at the same time she was also able to connect the story of the Campbell home. It's very very old home, and because they don't know that much about the story of the robbery of the gold coin and the Campbell home, they consulted an old man who used to work at the Campbell home. His name is Wallace. He's old and grumpy, living in an elderly home, and so they talk to him. And because although he's grumpy, he's very smart, knowledgeable, and because he has nothing to do, he accepted the job of investigating about the Campbell home history, the owner of the house, which is Ava and Arthur, and then at the same time investigate the gold coin, because the gold coin that Maggie found while cleaning the house is similar to the gold coin that was involved in the robbery, or the west side issue of Idaho. And so while they are renovating the home, Wallace is doing the investigation, Dean and Michael are working out each other, so everything is working well until her stepsister Diana arrived, who has an issue with her husband, and she brought her kid. Now that was the first time that Silas got mad because he caught Maggie lying by omission, because Silas was introducing Maggie to all her family, everyone in the community, like an open book, like he was willing to do everything and anything for her. but she was just not telling him the truth. And then, because Diana, her half sister, needs her more, Silas gave way and took the toddler, went out so the sisters could talk, and she told her story. They talked to each other, they talk about their common dad, and so on and so forth. So basically, other than Cody and Dean, her half sister and her child live with her in the Campbell home. While at the same time, whenever she is mad, whenever she's frustrated, it's always Silas who take care of her. She took her somewhere else. She was basically like um, using Silas as her emotional sponge, emotional support. And Silas was very gentleman. He is taking it all in until one time when the pipe burst on the second floor of the Campbell home, and at the same time the cat loiters with yellow paint. Then the sponsors that Dean spoke to was backing out, requesting so many changes on the project, on the kitchen. The kitchen is delayed. Her sister's child is yelling. She snapped, and because she snapped, Silas has no choice but to kidnap her from the house and took her to a place where she kayak alone, and Silas will wait for her on the dock. So while she was kayaking alone, Silas sweetly prepared her a drink, food, and Mother Nature is showing her many things such as the eagle, the deer, and she came to her senses, made a reflection, remember her mother, talk about her goals, dreams, and aspiration in life, and at the same time, she was able to like release her anguish, her frustration. Then they went back home. When they came back home, the Campbell team, renovation team with Dean, had fixed the kitchen issue, the pipe burst. Everything went well after that mental breakdown of her. And on the other hand, they also, well, actually it was her, she also saw like a secret door that leads to another mini library where the Campbell home's little secret was locked. So they found the emerald, the book author, like a treasure map, and they called Wallace. They showed to him everything. Dean took a video, but at the same time he does not want to show it to the YouTube community because it may cause chaos because of the um, chaotic gold rush or gold hunting something in Idaho, and they didn't want that, so they hold it back. And then they Silas and Maggie, at some point they were talking because Silas caught her checking at the laptop because she received a proposal from a network to have her own series in East Coast. Remember, they are in West Coast, so the issue is it's in East Coast. She will be leaving Silas. She received that proposal a month ago. Again, she lied by omission to Silas, and Silas got brokenhearted because he thought everything is doing well, everything is going perfectly. However, here she is lying by omission, and her excuse was that I told you at the beginning, I am leaving after we renovate this home. I told you that I am not into a relationship, and all her excuses, and so on and so forth. So Silas said, I think we need space, so they separated. While they separated, she reviewed with Wallace the gold coin to make herself busy, and then she asked Wallace his love life, and she came up with a decision. And then at the same time, while they're separated, Silas was talking to his family about what happened, how he is going to approach it, and so on. Here comes the day when the house renovation or the Campbell home was finished. There is a big party to end on the YouTube, and basically for them to move out and sell the home. On that party, they met each other again, and there was chemistry. But while they are doing the party, Diana, the half sister, called her and said, Dad is in the room. He wants to talk to you. And she panicked because she does not want to know who her the community to know who her dad is, and she has an issue with her dad. She doesn't like her dad, but she still went to the room. They talked, they communicated, and found out that all her childhood issue, her childhood trauma, was because of her own biological mother denying her dad. It was because Maggie was not communicating. She was selfish, and because of her although her stepmother has an issue with signing the NDA or non-disclosure, it was still her not using her critical thinking, being close-minded. That was actually the reason of her childhood trauma. So bottom line is, her own dad that she hated and his family was not really at fault, because it was her own biological mother who made the decision to leave him out of the bigger picture. And so they made a truce, they communicated well, they reminisced everything, including the furniture, so everything went well. And then the mother of Silas came into the room because Diana, she told her that she is talking to her dad, that she might get mad at Diana, and so on and so forth. Because Silas' mom is a psychiatrist, she told her everything. And when they are talking in the room, the mother of Silas turned around and saw the picture of Maggie's mom and noticed that there is something on the picture. After that, she left. She talked to Silas, and then Silas came and talked to Maggie. Maggie and Silas had a conversation. She explained to him about the picture, the sign from the universe. They made up, and then Silas proposed to her. When Silas proposed to her, they went out together, and unfortunately, everyone else was drunk, and so they decided to move on to the following day. The following day, Wallace arrived, and her, along with Silas, explained the engagement, the treasure hunt, and so they went to where the place got robbery of the gold coin. They dig, they shovel, and all, and so they found it. When they found it, they sold it, and along with it, the investment of her dad, they bought the furniture community that lay off most of the community, and now it's a employee owned, so everything is well with that. At the same time, Michael and Jean, although at the beginning they have their own issue, end up together, they have a child, and then Maggie and Silas got married, and there's another plot twist on their marriage date, and they had 2 children, which is Bowen, I think it's how you pronounce it, Bowen and Anna, Ava, Bowen and Ava, or Anna, starts with letter A, I forgot, excuse me. And so they end up together. That's the summary. Oh my god, 18-minute summary. Now we go to the book review. First, I like the chemistry, the small town. There's not, other than Maggie, there's not much big problem or issue. I like the character development. I love how, for example, Cody from a homeless to graduating and pursuing his dream. I like everything about the story. Yeah, I think it was like a perfect book introduction to me for Lucy's Core, where everything is right, except, now this is my one and only dislike, the main character, which is Maggie. First, she is boring. She creates her own issue. She has so many problems. She is using Sai. She does not care about Dean. She was too dependent to Dean. She was lying by omission to Silas, which is not really good, and everything else. So that's the only reason I like. Oh, one more thing that I didn't like. I'm sorry. Lucy, you are a great author, but the book is so long. It's 14 hours. But I've read several of your books. Yeah, and I think that's already like your format of book writing, long novels. Still, I liked it. My rating for this book is 4. The spice is only 2. There are several spices. Let me read them to you if I can find a page in my book journal. Okay, spice is chapter 27, 32, and 40. I love this book. I highly recommend this book. And if you are into a small town relationship romance, is that it, trope, this is a perfect one for you. And if you haven't read any Lucy Scorebrook, this is also a good introduction to you. I mean, look at it, there is a pit bull on the cover. I mean, if you might not be a pit bull lover like me, but a dog, a cute cover, it's so cute. So that would be all. Apologies for the long video. Thank you for the like and subscribe. Until the next video, have a wonderful day or night. Bye bye.